Step 3 is to use the connection to create an SQL statement object. So I'm going to document step 3. Use the connection to create an SQL statement object. Okay, so how do we do that? We declare a statement object. Statement, you can call it st, is equal to con.create statement. So that's how we create a statement. That's what step 3 is all about. And the statement object is used to execute queries. I have to import statements from java.sql. Make sure you do not make the mistake of importing statements from com.mysql.jdbc or importing statements from java.beans. Import statements from java.sql. Alright, so now that we've imported statement, is next step, which is step 4, is to use the statement to execute an SQL query to get results. So the code to do that is to declare a result set rs to be equal to st.execute query, and the query we are going to pass in is this SQL object, which is a string. Now, like I said, I like training people using the Java API documentation. Make sure you import result set from java.sql, not from com.mysql.jdbc. Okay, so I'm going to refer to the documentation to explain both step 3 and step 4. Alright, statement st is equals to con.create statement. When you get a connection object, you have this create statement method which returns a statement object. Let's go over to the API documentation and check that out. So recall that driver manager gives us a connection when we call the get connection method, and we get a connection object. A connection object is actually an instance of the interface connection in the java.sql package, and a connection, which is a session with a specific database. Okay, that's what it is. SQL statements are executed and results are returned within the context of a connection. So SQL statements are executed. Now, connection, this interface, has a method called create statement. Okay, so the create statement, what it does is that it creates a statement object for sending SQL statements to the database. So when we invoke this method, we're gonna get a statement object, and when we get the statement object, which is an interface in the java.sql package, we can use the statement object to execute a query. The query must be in form of a string, so you have to pass in a string as the argument of the execute query method to get a result set. So the execute query method, what it does is that it executes the given SQL statement, which returns a single result set object. Okay, now a result set object is a table of data representing a database result set, which is usually generated by executing a statement that queries the database. Take for example what we have here in php-admin. When we execute this query, select all from sales results, what we are having here is a result set. Okay, all the information that comes out here is a result set. But what if I said, okay, select all from sales records where discount is equal to 0? I can do that in this SQL console. Yes, I can say select all from sales records where discount is equals to 0. So if I click on go, you'll see that it brings only the sales records whose discount are 0. Other sales records are not among this, so the entire table is not in this result. And that's why we call it a result set, because it doesn't contain the entire table. So I've just finished explaining what a result set is. Okay, so that's what we want to get in Java. So let's go over to the source code, and you can see here that we got a statement st, which is equals to con.create statement, and we use the connection object we got from driver manager.getConnection to invoke the create statement object. That returns us a statement object. Then we now use the statement object to execute query using and what query are we executing? The SQL query that is in this string SQL, which was select all from sales records. So whatever is the result of select all from sales record will be returned into this result set object, and that's what the result set object holds, the result of a query. So see you on the next tutorial for the next step.